The boys have taken down corrupt heroes, exposed a mega corporation, and survived deathly fights. But what happens when they're dropped in a world where superheroes don't just kill, they execute? Will their hatred for superheroes sign their death warrant, or can they actually emerge victorious in the Invincible universe? Let's find out. Before we insert the boys into the Invincible universe, we need to know who they are. The boys are a group of undercover individuals who keep the superpowered people in check. Their goal is to prevent and avenge the illegal actions done by the Supes and Vought International.
Superheroes ain't always nice. They'll burn your entire family.
The ways they do this might not be the most ethical, as it often involves blackmail, trickery, and violence. But if it's to expose the lies and rip apart the system that allows heroes to get away with murder, they'll do anything it takes. The group consists of 5 people: Billy Butcher, the leader; Huey Campbell, the tech-savvy glue that holds the team together; Mother's Milk, the moral backbone of the group; Frenchie, the inventive wildcard; and Kimiko Miyashiro, the test subject turned warrior.
Name's Butcher. Billy Butcher.
You're a Fed? You don't sound like a Fed.
The group has variety, flavor, and the same hatred for the Supes to work well as a team. Though they may have different reasons for joining, their mission is the same. Butcher in particular is there to avenge his wife, Becca. He believes Homelander assaulted and killed her. As a former British Special Air Service operator, he brings his expert military knowledge, undercover operations, experience, and intelligence contacts to the group. He's fueled by his personal vengeance, hatred for all Supes, and a drive to destroy Vought International, the company that created Homelander and many other corrupt heroes.
I was in this oven here, did a little fist pump to celebrate, and then you turned up the temperature to see if you could burn my skin.
Butcher's as charming as he is cunning. He can talk almost anyone into anything, either by brute force or a pleasing smile. He's in a gray area, between a hero and a monster. He eventually finds out his wife is alive, but held in secret. On top of that, she has also given birth to Homelander's son, Ryan.
Becca, hello, I'm your father. We are a family.
This news destroys Butcher, leading him into his villain arc. By the end of season 4, driven by pure grief and anger, he gives into his dark side and plans to commit superhero genocide, which includes killing Ryan. Huey is also in the group for a similar reason as Butcher. He was just a normal electronics store worker. That is, until a drugged up superhero named A-Train ran straight through his girlfriend Robin, leaving Huey holding her severed hands. Even worse, A-Train brushes off the incident as though he accidentally squashed an ant and that it was no big deal. Because of this, Huey joins the team hoping to avenge Robin. But unlike Butcher, his resentment evolves into moral discomfort as he sees A-Train show genuine remorse for his actions.
If it's worth running through a human being for.
The only difference between you and me is that I made a mistake. The shit that you did was on purpose.
Huey's empathetic, even connecting to Supes like Annie and Kimiko. This quality of his makes him the heart of the group. Besides this, his highly perceptive mind, tech knowledge, and leadership add value to the boys. Similar to Huey, Mother's Milk is also there for justice over revenge. He's a former Marine and a federal agent.
Who's this guy? The new lad, Huey. Huey, Mother's Milk.
No, my mother actually named me Mother's Milk.
Did she?
He grew up watching Vought destroy his family. His father died fighting them legally. He's there to stop Supes from hurting more innocent people like his family and secure the future of not only his daughter, but all the children of the next generation. Though in the show he doesn't have any powers, he does have them in the comics. He gets them through the Compound V passed from his mom to him, giving him his name. In both versions, he's tactical, has combat training, and a strong moral code. In fact, in the show, he actually does not use Compound V like the others and stays human by choice, displaying his strong ethics. Unlike Mother's Milk or Butcher, Frenchie isn't in the group primarily for revenge or justice. He's there for redemption. His past is littered with criminal jobs he took to survive. He needed them. He lived all his life on the run from his abusive father.
My father was a bipolar. One night when I was 10, he tried to smother me with a Hello Kitty duvet.
But now the same jobs he took to survive are like scars on his souls. He wants to change and do better. So he joins the team as a former gunman, Russian mobster, and a robber, but becomes a vigilante. Frenchie's previous work makes him an expert at weapons, explosives, and improvised technology. Furthermore, he's great at chemistry, infiltration, and different languages. He is extremely resourceful and thrives under pressure. In fact, if Frenchie wasn't there, the group wouldn't have seen as many successes as they have. His anchor to the group is Kimiko, someone he deeply falls falls for and someone that makes him a better person. Speaking of Kimiko, she is the only superpowered person on the team, at least in the show. She was abducted as a child and given Compound V to become a weapon. That is until she's rescued by the boys and becomes the final member of the group. Like the others, at first she seeks revenge. But as time passes, she fights to protect the innocent and reclaim the life that was stolen from her. Her powers are a mix of super strength, rapid healing, and enhanced reflexes. She's also trained in close combat, but this isn't what made Butcher accept Kimiko as a member. It was her sheer tenacity and loyalty. She even takes on Soldier Boy in season 3 and loses her powers for the group, but she does gain them back later. Overall, she's not much of a talker, but she's violent and incredibly valuable to the team. That concludes the lineup for the boys. Now, let's put them in the Invincible universe. Since the boys have a disadvantage as they're not superpowered, I'm going to take them with their Compound V powered abilities here. In the boys universe, Compound V is a serum that mutates organic compounds by granting them profound and strange characteristics. The serum is used by Vought International to transform ordinary humans to heroes.
Superheroes are not born, but made, in fact, created by a chemical serum, Compound V.
Eventually, even the boys take Compound V's temporary version, Tem-V, to level the playing field between them and the Supes. All of the members, except Frenchie, who does not take Tem-V, get enhanced strength and durability from it. Additionally, Butcher gets his heat vision, Huey gets the ability to teleport, and Kimiko retains her previous abilities. Now that the playing field is a bit more leveled, let's start off with our protagonist, Invincible. Invincible is one of the strongest characters in the show. His father is Omni-Man, so he has all the abilities of a Viltrumite. He can fly incredibly fast, has super strength, and is near invulnerable. On top of that, he's fought opponents way stronger than him and stacked up on battle experience. He was broken before and has learned from it. At the end of the day, Season 3 version of Invincible is clever, precise, and deadly.
Endurance 70%. And his strength 138%.
Against the boys, the main determining factor would be Invincible's durability. Frenchie could trigger explosives, Kimiko could land strong hits, or Huey could teleport behind him and attack. Though this may have been enough for regular Supes, this won't even make Invincible flinch. On top of this, Invincible can fly at supersonic speeds. So, though Butcher may try to use his lasers, Invincible can dodge easily. That's not all. Invincible is incredibly strong, so if he is able to destroy MM's advanced weaponry, punch the group through buildings, and snap their necks in half. But Invincible's not the type to kill too easily, so the battle would probably end with the boys mostly unconscious or injured, and Invincible would easily win. Another person who would crush the boys in battle would be Invincible's father, Omni-Man. He's a Viltrumite who was sent to Earth as an undercover soldier to destroy it from within.
Our most trusted officers were each given a planet to weaken. I was one of those lucky few.
If you think about it, he's the perfect kind of superhero the boys are looking to expose. Charming, protective, and kind on the outside, but a ruthless killer on the inside. Putting the boys in a fight with him would be like feeding him to the wolves. Even with Compound V, they'd fall short. Omni-Man is way stronger, more cunning, and more merciless than Invincible. If he deems them a threat, there's no warning, just death. The boys might be able to get a few hits in by perfectly planning the use of lasers, explosives, and teleportation, but he'd easily outpower them. This guy has erased entire civilizations by himself and fought armies stronger than the boys. So, the verdict is clear. Omni-Man would be the winner. Speaking of beings from outside the Earth, Alien the Alien is the next one to go up against the boys. He's from a planet called Unipa that has been taken over by the Viltrumites. A small number of his people escaped the Viltrumite invasion and they started breeding camps. These camps were also genetic enhancement programs. Alan was born there and he was the sole survivor of the experiments. Though not able to before, by the end of Season 3, Alan is able to take on and defeat even Viltrumites.
You are coming with us. Our prison scientists will cut you open until we find the source of your strength.
He possesses raw strength and power. He can take lots of damage and hit back twice as hard. The boys could try and ambush Alan. They could use advanced tech to fire at him, lasers, and punches, but he's already resisted this and much more before. All their attacks would be useless on him, but Alan's attacks would definitely defeat the boys. We've established that Alan can deliver attacks with explosive power, but Rexplode can deliver explosions themselves. As a member of the Guardians of the Globe, Rex is able to make explosives out of anything he touches.
I've got one thing left. My entire goddamn skeleton!
During battle, he often carries projectiles so that he can charge them up and use them as explosives. Unlike Omni-Man and Invincible, Rex can't fly at supersonic speeds or take large amounts of damage. This weakness can be exploited by the boys. Since Rex usually uses mid-range to far-ranged attacks, the boys can use their teamwork and strategy to defeat him. They could get Kimiko close enough to him so that she can land hard-hitting blows. Similarly, Huey with his teleportation can also engage in close combat and severely injure Rex. That's not all though. Frenchie could possibly rig something to either neutralize or absorb Rex's explosives, rendering him entirely defenseless. If they do all of this, the boys will have secured their first win. But it's no time to celebrate a win, as their next opponent is Battle Beast. He's a terrifyingly powerful alien that has even put Invincible to shame. He's far too strong, durable, and experienced. Battle Beast loves close combat and thrives in battle. We've seen him kill Viltrumites, survive near-death experiences, and easily destroy his opponents without even breaking a sweat. The power gap here is too large. Maybe Kimiko could try hitting him, but he's a close combat master. He'd kill her in seconds. Though he can't fly, he doesn't really need to, since he's impervious to most attacks. No amount of lasers, explosives, or flimsy hits would be enough for him. He'd simply crush the boys. It would just be a matter of how long he wants to play with them. And from what we've seen, he doesn't like to play with unworthy opponents. He likes to finish them off quickly.
This battle is beneath me. There is no honor in killing insects.
Battle Beast is undoubtedly great at destroying things, but Adam Eve is great at building them. So let's talk about her next. Her powers allow her to manipulate matter, but there is a catch. She can only manipulate non-sentient matter in her regular state due to the mental blocks that were placed when she got her powers. But even without manipulating sentient matter, she's very strong. She can materialize massive weapons to throw at her enemies, create barriers to shield herself, and create armor for close combat. She can fly, attack from a distance, and even take close hits. She could easily trap the boys in unbreakable prisons. She doesn't need to fight dirty. She can be precise, methodical, clean, and still win. Now, if the boys somehow managed to almost kill Eve, her subconscious locks would be broken. This would allow her to manipulate even sentient matter. At that point, she's basically omnipotent and can rearrange their bodies on a molecular level.
I see it all now. Every single molecule around us. I could rearrange your cells to make you whole new people.
With the boys going up against basically a god, there's no hope for survival here. Similar to Eve, Robot or Rudy can also build stuff, just manually with his knowledge and tech. He is a technological genius. He used to fight using only a robot, but after gaining a physical body, he fights inside a suit. Rudy's an expert in AI, battle tactics, and analysis. His physical body can't fly, blast off at supersonic speeds, and it can take damage. This can be used by the boys to strategically plan an attack to get Rudy out of his suit and into a close combat situation. Kimiko and Huey could deliver lethal blows while Butcher could melt through his tech. On top of that, Frenchie could hack into Rudy's devices and disrupt his systems. This way, the boys could win, but there is no hard answer here. The battle could really go either way. Rudy is a genius and a master strategist at that. He could have backups and fight through proxies, which would give him enough time to analyze his enemies and figure out ways to kill them. This would perhaps be the only tie in this list, as both sides are matched in power. So unless the boys come up with a lethal one-hit blow that ambushes Rudy before he figures it out, they would lose. Unlike Rudy's physical body though, Immortal can take lots of damage and survive even if he's killed. He just needs his head to be connected to his neck again.
Cecil couldn't bring him back. Cecil's an idiot, and he's not called the Immortal for nothing.
He is the leader of the Guardians of the Globe, and rightfully so. Immortal is super durable, powerful, and has centuries of battle experience. He's also been killed like 100 times, so he's not afraid of dying, that's for sure. On top of that, he can fly at a high speed. The boys would struggle to defeat him mainly because of his durability. Kimiko, Huey, and Butcher can hit him hard, but not hard enough to significantly injure him. Even Butcher's heat vision likely won't incapacitate him. Huey can try to teleport, but Immortal can catch him quickly and knock him out before he teleports again. It's safe to say Immortal would win this fight, but there are a few ways the boys could possibly win. The best way would be to prepare an ambush, immobilize him with a drug, and decapitate him immediately. Though this wouldn't kill him, as long as they keep the head and body separate, Immortal is out of the fight. One of the few people who has died as much as Immortal has is his wife, Duplicate. Her powers are pretty simple. She can create clones of herself instantly. Each of her clones are identical to her, but can act independently. The only way Duplicate can be killed is if all of her bodies are killed. Her ability is mostly useful as a distraction or tactical advantage, not brute force. The boys could win this fight. Duplication isn't enough to be superhuman strength, speed, or combat ability. Kimiko, Butcher, and Huey could kill her clones. On top of that, their teleportation and heat vision could severely injure her. If the boys work together, they can defeat Duplicate and secure the win. But let's not forget that she could be hiding one of her clones away from the battleground, and so would still survive.
I lived through a copy, just in case. I was so tired of dying. I was gonna walk away, become someone else.
Our next contender can't clone himself, but his sheer strength is enough for him to come out on top. I'm talking about none other than Conquest. Conquest is an elite Viltrumite soldier. He's kind of like Battle Beast in the aspect that he enjoys the fight and bloodshed. He's incredibly powerful, definitely stronger than Invincible, and was the mentor of Omni-Man. Like any other Viltrumite, he has abilities of super strength, flight, speed, and invulnerability. But he's definitely not like any other Viltrumite because he possesses these same abilities at a higher level. Like his name suggests, he's a conqueror, one who's terrifyingly good at his job. He's brought countless civilizations and planets to their knees. The power gap is simply astronomical here. The boys could scheme and strategize all they want, but his raw strength would overpower them. Furthermore, with his speed, he could rip through the entire team in mere moments. He's also a butcher, not in name, but in action. He loves breaking down his opponents physically and mentally. He wouldn't just defeat the boys, he'd massacre them.
Oh, such a strong bond. Viltrumites have nothing like this. It's a weakness, really.
So, there you have it. The boys in the Invincible universe. Would they survive? Well, they would if they only had to go against the mid to low tier heroes, but that's not realistic. The Invincible world is wildly unpredictable. They'd have to face at least one incredibly powerful opponent like Invincible, Omni-Man, or Conquest, especially if they still plan to carry on their same mission in this world. So ultimately, the answer is no. Even if they're powered up on Compound V, or even if they fight dirty, most of their enemies outrank them in sheer strength. If you like this video, check out this one on everyone that could kill Homelander.